Okay, hey guys, I'm gonna do this video on did God condone rape in the Old Testament. Now, atheists and agnostics that have a just have an education and some Bible. Well, these guys will. I had a comment section debate with an atheist last night, and after I answered him, I basically I basically, if I didn't, I basically gave at least a refutation of what of his claim. But after I answered him, he didn't want anything to do with it. He just told me was it like, to go and join my rape cult after I answered him. So these guys, these guys their basis is their feelings and their bitterness against God. They're not willing to reason. Even though atheists, intelligent atheists, if you will, would pride themselves on their philosophical knowledge and their logic abilities, when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to something that they're against, they don't like to reason. They don't like to reason. So I'm about to answer the question, and I'm about to cover it. And guys, anytime you have an atheist try to pull this on you, just remember what I say. This is one of those. This is an ignorant argument, and it's based on ignorance of the summary of the Bible. And they don't even want a culture education. They don't want. They just want to attack the Bible. But if you're an atheist watching this video, I want to tell you something. After this video, I'm gonna say that afterwards. After this video, I want you to know, don't pull this card in any question again. Don't pull this card in any question again. At least pull a Bible contradiction card on them, and then at least that's a, and don't. I mean, your Bible contradictions are stupid too. A lot of them are, but just don't try to pull cards like that on other questions, because I'm only about to debunk this stupid thing. So we're about to see in Deuteronomy chapter 22, which is before the case later on in Deuteronomy. Now see that Numbers. We're going to see that the Bible condemns rape. Ready? See, at least if you wanted to attack the Bible, use it, attack it how it says to attack it. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. That means point upon point, line upon line, go here, go there. Other person, just give it a fair trial. Don't try to use your emotions into it. So we're about to go to Deuteronomy 22, and we'll condemn rape. So, and this will actually the premise to listen. But if a man find a betrothed woman, in a field, and he force her and lie with her, that's rape. Then the man only that lay with her shall die. So I know it says the betrothed woman, but the concept is he's condemning. He's in the context about betrothed woman, so she's basically married, but he's condemning this practice. But you notice, okay, in the context, he's condemning if you rape a betrothed woman. But notice that. Also, if you want to go in context with the New Testament, it would be suggested to condemn rape. Romans 1. It says that that God gave them to vile affections, and rape is a vile affection. So no, God doesn't condone rape. That's a precept. But even if let's say, if I said if a person finds if a person finds a man who if a person finds a boy and rapes him, he should be put to death, and then to say, well, that's only the context of the boy. That's an argument of silence. That's saying, oh, because that's not initially, that's condemning rape initially, that means it doesn't condemn rape. That's an argument of silence. Certainly, God condemns rape. So, so let's go back to, was in the context of God condemning a context of rape. So we see God does condemn rape, but we see initially the context is about a patrol woman. But we don't have to use an argument of silence to say that can just be used for the patrol woman. But initially, God condemns initially rape. Contextually, in the specific context, He condemns it in this specific context of the patrol woman. So now let's go to Deuteronomy, and let's see even in that context. And notice, sexual sin is condemned. Thou shalt not covet. You know what covet means? A simile for covet is lust. If you rape a woman, aren't you lusted? So no, God condemns sexual sin, God condemns coveting in the Old Testament. You don't put the covet after anything. And covet is not simply a strong desire. It's simply with your eyes or your motives or your desires, you take, with your mind, you take a woman, take an object like it's your own, or see or take hold of something like it's your own, and in that circumstance, when only the one who owns it can have that kind of opportunity, like to really lay hold of. I'm talking about a naked woman. As in, you symbolically, you really take a hold of her body when you really stare at it, and it only belongs to a husband. So, or a woman with a immodest body, So, that's lust. Lust is not a strong desire. Lust is by motive and by eye and by mind and by even desire, even dreams, taking hold of a woman or object of something that's not yours, in a sense of lust. Attraction is noticing. Lust is pulling. So when you pull and you grab a hold of it with your eyes, you're lusting. When you look a second and you see it, when you see that girl off the street, you're aware she's in immodest clothing. And then you look a second time, you're coveting. You're taking hold of it. So God rules, even though He probably would never see this. They say that people got lust on. They say it's a strong desire. Thus, lust is not a good element to condemn masturbation. That's not even what lust is. Lust is not a strong desire. And in the context of that does qualify still as what I defined as lust. So let's go to where is it? Okay, if a I don't have. I'm gonna just find on my phone. I'm gonna. If a man finds a beautiful woman.
Check out these results, starting with 1.
If a man finds a beautiful woman, KJV.
Here you go. The first result is from BibleGateway.com.
If a man finds a beautiful woman in whom he desires as a wife, KJV.
I can do a search for that.
If a man finds a beautiful woman and desires her to be his wife, KJV, he may spare her. I'm trying to find the verse. I'm gonna look in the comment section because I commented the verse. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's Deuteronomy 22:11. No, 21:11. I'll just read it. You can look it up yourself. Oh no, I'll get it. Praise the Lord. Holy, holy. Okay, and the context is you can see about go kill them, go slay the heathen. And then it says in verse 11, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife as your wife. Watch this, and then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and bare her nails, and she shall put the raiment from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, and thou shalt let her go whither she will, but if thou shalt not, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money, thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. So so in context, the woman has to purify herself, has to take off her raiment. She now gets a new beginning. She now gets a financial and protective backing. And in this culture, other culture would go in and they would just rape them and pillage. And so in this culture, women were treated poorly. Poorly. If you didn't have a financial or protective backing, if you weren't a virgin, you didn't have very much use as a woman in this culture. So to have a new beginning, to have a chance to be an Israelite or be among the Israelites, even a chance to have the Lord be your God, even a chance to have a financial and protective backing as a woman, the benefits in the circumstance and to survive and to be in newness was beneficial and good, and it was something to be desired and to be agreed upon by a woman considering the circumstance and the culture. And when you come from a child sacrificing or wicked culture, like they were with the heathen, it wasn't. Sure, you didn't care about the loss to your parents, but it's still a good opportunity. And notice these women go off the opportunity and the reason, and just because you guys are going off your emotion, these women would see the benefit of this and they would take it. There was no rape. It's that you should go in onto her, not with force, and be your husband. If I go in onto a woman, if I take a woman, go in onto her, and be her husband, it's not a sex slave. It's I go in onto her, and that's consummate the marriage. And now I'm a husband. Now I'm her protective and financial backing. I'm her head. I'm a protector. But then let's go to the next one. It shall be that thou, and it shall be, if thou have no delight in her. So if she ends up to be a Jezebel, or because of still heathen, if you want to go marry somebody else because of your heart and hearts, because if you have no delight in her, whether she's been a Jezebel or whatever, you can let her go. Watch this. Then you the word humbled. Then thou shalt let her go, whither she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. So humbled, if you're going into another, humbled can mean like she now has a place. She now is among the Israelites. So she's still a heathen in bloodline, but she now is joined among the Israelites. So she's not really initially just a lost Gentile anymore. But humbled also means in this context, if she's a virgin, that you have taken her virginity. So she is now among the Israelites, and her virginity is gone, and so she has favor or place with God, place with the Israelites. So you're not going to treat her like a heathen. You're not going to sell her with money. You're going to let her go. So God is not condoning rape here. It is actually a blessing for the woman, considering the culture, and considering now that God's saying you can't sell her. She's no longer just a heathen. You can't sell her or make money off her. She now is joining on the Israelites. So she's not going to be treated initially as a heathen, but more as an Israelite in a sense. In this sense, she's not going to be made merchandise of, like a Gentile. You could sell a Gentile. So this is actually a blessing, a new beginning, a newness of life a woman would be able to have, and this is actually favorable concerning the culture. So this would be agreed upon by a woman. This is not condoning rape. If you look at Deuteronomy 22, rape is condemned. True, in the initial context of the patrol woman, but rape is still not condoned by God. It's called sexual sin. And also, the Bible says, "Thou shalt not covet." You can put that in. So you're not supposed to covet a woman, and you're raping a woman. You're coveting her. You are taking her as a possession, which is not initially your possession. Or you're mistreating her. Sexual sin, and God does not condone sexual sin. So you gotta give the Bible a fair trial. All of the go to Numbers with this. Numbers 31. I knew that was 32 something. Number 34. And then they're going to go to the Hebrew and says violate. Violate is not always bad. Let's go in the context of perversion. So if I violate something, say I have sex with a woman, if I violate something, I twist it. So now she is twisted. She twisted into a new identity. She's no longer a virgin, and she now has she now is also twisted into a new identity as among the Israelites. So she's violated. She's no longer a virgin, but Also know that languages have different meanings in other cultures, like with the Greeks. You know about languages to us, like, right, either word everlasting can mean a different, right? If I use a word that can mean an age, they can actually totally be everlasting in a different language. You gotta understand the different meanings of languages, but also they also cherry pick the meanings in the Hebrew with that. And these are modern Hebrew. That's not really that strong of a case because you're gonna have to find ancient Hebrew, include ancient Hebrew, and then use that. I know that I would use modern Hebrew as well, but when you're messing with like the Old Testament like that, and actually make a static point, basically the point you gotta look at context. Let me go back to. I need to find the verse. Let's see, humble. Let's see what all humble means. Humbled. Hebrew. Notice even the Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, said not to have a word for everything. And, so humbled. Let's go, we're going to the Hebrew. So, poor, afflicted, humble, meek. We're going to look at different. Becomes humbled. One, done, humble, humbled. Humbled yourself, subdue. So if I subdue the earth, I bring the earth under my authority. Is it like if I subdue something, I rule it. So no, subdued. So no, humble, it doesn't always mean in the Hebrew, it doesn't always mean violate, like Skylar Fiction was trying to say. I'll even look up the verse. Deuteronomy 21. Okay, so I looked up. Let's see. So, become humbled. One, done. Subdued, so it can mean to subdue. Doesn't only mean violate. Give me a second, guys. And you want a scientific point, humble. You're subdued her. When you have sex with a woman and sperm goes inside of a woman's when it goes inside a woman, it's said to go in her DNA. So you now made her a part of you. She now the part of it is like DNA in you. You have humbled her. You have. She's not really fully a heathen. Because she has a place among the. She has a place among the Israelites. So she'd be treated differently and not necessarily heathen anymore. So, but I'm. Humbled. Deuteronomy 21:11 Hebrew.
Here are some results from the web.
Okay, we're going to give it another Hebrew analysis. Deuteronomy 21:14 Hebrew.
These came back from a search.
Okay, this is where he goes. In this verse, to be bowed down. Bowed down can mean, that means subdued, bowed down. We'll go to the definition of bowed down. Then he says the other definition is afflicted. So he cherry picks, he grabs that one word, afflicted, and he describes it to that context, which is not the context, which is what the annihilationists do. When they see a Greek word and they see a definition, they pull it out and they describe it the word it mentions everlasting damnation and stuff. So let's see what the word bowed down means. Ready? Does it mean like subdued? Bowed down. Definition.
Here's the definition of down.
Bowed down. Definition.
According to the Free Dictionary, prostrate, lie down, lie, assume a reclining position, lie down on the bed until you feel better. 2. Bow down, bend one's knee or body, or lower one's head. He bowed before the king, she bowed her head in shame.
So bowed, according to the definition, would be like you lay with them. I mean, humbled or be subdued, conquered. You took authority over, or you been fruitful with her, or you laid with her. So that would be in the context. The context of this word humbled would be bowed down. It's not afflicted. That's not the context. I can take context. I can take a verse, and I can take the Greek. I see there's 12 definitions of the Greek, and I can choose the one which I want to choose to describe a contradiction or describe evil with God, and I can put it on the word, but it's not within the context. But he didn't look at that. You can look this up yourself. So it was I want to go to Numbers. I want to cover that. Okay, it's Numbers 31. Okay, let's go to Numbers 31. And just so you guys know that these allegations are something to be answered. Okay, if they hinder people from coming to Christ, there's something to be answered. So okay. Once I read the context, and they go in there, they kill every heathen because those reasons why they were doing wicked things, and they were polluting the bloodline. And most people would be populated to be damned, and so 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 there's a reason why he did what he did. He commanded to kill. But notice. I want to go to Okay, let's listen to it. Verse 18 of Numbers chapter 31. But all the women and children that have not known a man by lying with them, keep them alive for yourselves. Now, Now, you're going to say, well, it's the children. But, understand, this is that at a certain age, you could be able to, a woman is able to procreate. So, according to us, to be perverted. And really, with all the women we have now, and now we're not, when Jew and Gentile, all the women we have now, for you to choose a younger woman is perverted. But they didn't really have, they were like Israelites. So, they didn't really have a wide selection in what like we have now. So, it's not initially perverted. But you're going to say, well, what's the context of this? And do ye abide without the camp 7 days? Whosoever have killed any person, and whosoever have touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives. So you have to purify yourself and your captives. So committing sexual sin will be a violation of that commandment. So no, there's no rape involved here. And guys, if you guys say, well, this is perverted. Guys, in the 1800s, you could marry at like 13 or like 14, something like that. So, because people would die young. This is not perverted. We can see it in the culture of the 1800s. It's not perverted. It wasn't condoned you have sex with a 5-year-old. But like at a certain age, you can procreate, and you're like a woman at that certain age. You're not a woman as in you're like in your 30s or something like that, but you're a woman. You have a woman-like body at that point, and it's not perverted. So it was this kind of practice of the marrying young, or they was in the 1800s, and it wasn't perverted. People would die young during that time of the 1800s. So this wasn't perverted. So you can't make that argument. So, committing sexual sin, committing lust, or committing rape, committing sexual sin would be a violation of that purifying. So no, that rules out any rape that would happen with the women. They were not sex slaves, as people like to take kind of Deuteronomy. If you find a woman or a younger woman, initially a child, whether it was 8, 13, 14, whatever it was, if you find if you find any of them, you can take them for wives, not sex slaves. That would violate the Old Testament. Thou shalt not covet. Sexual sin is not condoned by God. So that it would violate God's law. So no, it wasn't, and it's to purify yourself. So how, you purify yourself and then get impure? Come on. Take it in context. No, God was not condoning rape there. Context of being take as a wife. I don't rape my wife. She comes with me regarding the benefits and the opportunities she'll have in the culture. Maybe possibly close to God, be a Gentile converted close to God, chance of salvation, have a financial and protective backing, not be treated as a dog. Regarding the benefits, that younger or that older would be will be spared, and it will be very beneficial for that person with they would agree to it. You got to look at the context, you got to look at the culture, you got to look at the mind of the woman back then. is beneficial, thus it would be agreeable. So, guys, no, God did not condone rape in the Old Testament. Gotta take things in context, guys. I love you guys. Be blessed in the name of Jesus Christ. Bye. I also want to respond to something. Anybody that is an atheist, agnostic, they all believe in God if He comes to me. That's like you saying, well, you see the DNA test, but I'll believe He's my father if He shows Himself to me. When you see the evidence, that's stupid. You can only see Him. You just want Him to go the extra mile for you. You know what? He loves you. He wants you to get saved. In that sense, so this is the most. I'm answering you guys. I'm answering this question, and I'm willing to spend time with you and answer all your questions you have. That's love. He's never gonna show Himself to you. He could if He wanted to, but He doesn't have to. So guys, is that like an argument of silence? Like, because He didn't show Himself to me, thus He doesn't love me. Even though He shows Himself initially to you by evidences and all that. And me. At least God raised the people to answer you guys' objections. Try to answer your questions and to urge you towards repentance. Isn't that love? So guys, I love you guys. Be blessed in the name of Jesus Christ. Bye.